Protect her physically, which means no harm is being done to her body. Protect her mentally means you're filling her mind with truth. Protect her emotionally means you have godly friendships. Protect her spiritually, which means that she's growing in her walk with Jesus. Now, every man will say when it comes down to it, I will lay down my life for my wife, if harm should come to it. But let me tell you something. There is harm that is coming to your wife that is less susceptible, but that is even more detrimental, that you need to be able to step in as protector over her. And that is things like toxic relationships. You need to protect her from over-empathizing with friending emotionally dysfunctional people, which can lead to drama, gossip, slander, and division. And sometimes that means family or close friends, which will be very hard because she will be feeling a misplaced loyalty. But it's not loyalty that she's feeling, it's manipulation. Stronger men know how to tell the difference. You need to protect her from toxic theology. You need to protect her from wacko women out there who have podcasts, books, blogs, vlogs, and social media accounts that claim to teach about the God of the Bible, but think gender is fluid, that truth is experiential, and they have a critical nature towards church authority. There are many false teachers today who are promoting the Christian version of the #MeToo movement. And it hates men. It thinks that every woman is a victim of a man. And it thinks that all church leadership is evil. And any male church leadership is toxic authority or patriarchy. If we're not vigilant, what's happening is that these false prophets of women are negatively shaping how our wives are viewing God, their husband, and the church. They dub, these are what these blogger women are doing. They dub every woman to be a self-assigned counselor with the ability to diagnose their husband's problems by tossing around labels as their husband's identity. And now you'll hear women say, yes, my husband suffers from distressed emotional anorexia. What the heck is that? No one knows. Now, you need to make sure that the input into your wife's head and heart is the Word of God first, followed by trusted, Bible-centered teaching and friendships. You need to make sure that she has, this is crucial, she has time to be in the Word of God. And again, this is where you have to lead and enter into what she might not think she needs, but you can't be afraid. And which means that you're going to have to cancel things that she thinks is so important, but what she really needs is time with God. So you have to, as the husband, create that space for her so that she can flourish and that you'll be flourishing. And it takes leadership. You need to make sure that she's around and learning from godly women, women of sound mind, of sober judgment and noble character with years of fruitful ministry. Proverbs 20:13 says that those who walk with the wise become wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. Here's the principle. If you hang out with divisive, nagging, bitter, gossiping wives, you will become a divisive, nagging, bitter, gossiping wife. Here's another principle. You're born looking like your parents, you die looking like your companions. Because your companions shape who you are. Make sure that you and your wife are hanging around godly companions. You need to save her, you need to protect her from toxic expectations. You need to protect her from the onslaught of unreasonable expectations brought on by social media regarding every area of her life. You'll come home from work and she'll all of a sudden have in her head that I need to lose weight. I need to cook a 5-course meal every night. I need to remodel the kitchen. Why are so many women wanting to remodel kitchens? Like, why is that a big thing?
Because we cook in it.
Well, okay. Yeah, so you need to make sure. Okay, listen. You need to make sure that your wife has a kitchen to cook in, but you don't need to remodel it every time Joanna Gaines does hers, which is like every week on a show, okay? So make sure that she has a kitchen, but make sure that, she thinks that she needs to try this new sourdough starter. She thinks that she needs to get the kids involved in every activity possible so that their precious little brains develop in the best way possible for ultimate success. Now, all these things are good and right, but you need to just, as a husband, use wisdom in how How is she carrying that? Is that unreasonable expectations that she's putting on herself that's then resulting in fruit of anxiety and impatience and arguments? And the wise husband will enter into his wife and relieve her of those things and say, honey, I love you. We don't need a 5-course meal tonight. You know what? We want to eat well, and I'm so grateful that you want to do that for our family and for our health, but just take the pressure off yourself. You know, I'll make something tonight. Honey, our kids don't need to be involved in every activity. They're gonna turn out fine, yeah? They will be fine not being involved in every sport. Honey, you do not need to look like those women out there. And actually, let's go through your Instagram. It's just like, why are we spending so much time on Instagram, honey? Why are we spending so much time on social media? You're being promulgated lies and things and expectations that you think you need to have that I'm not expecting of you. So let me just relieve you of that, okay? You need to lead in that. This can be an enormous pressure that is crushing your wife if you're not paying attention. Now, you need to protect her frame, meaning that you need to know what your wife can handle and what she can't handle. Because every wife is different and unique, so you need to know yours. Now, some women, no, I'm not going to say that. Fruit.
All right, the fruit will be, she'll be sheltered. A wife will be covered by her husband's protection. Someone asked me, if you would close your eyes and think of a place where you feel most protected, where you're safe, where you are free from harm, my mind immediately went to in his arms. When properly sheltered by her husband's protection, being embraced in his arms will be the most protected place that she can be. The opposite fruit will be vulnerable. She can feel susceptible and exposed and at risk to harm. She's unprotected. She won't want to be in your arms and will definitely not want to be naked in them, ever. A wife needs her husband's protection.
Hey, Pastor Josh here. If this clip encouraged you and got you thinking, this message is just one part of a much bigger series, our full We Conference this year. I had the privilege of teaching alongside my wife, my brother and sister-in-law, Carrie and Tara, and even my mom and dad, Greg and Candy. If you want to experience the whole thing, it's easy. Just click the SMN logo on the screen or text manhood to 53555. Give a gift of any amount, and we'll send you all the conference sessions to your inbox. Don't miss it. This content will 100% bless your marriage. I guarantee it.